Ladies and gentlemen, for younger Americans, 9/11 is no longer an experience lived, but history learned. 20 years after the attacks of September 11, 2001, we remember the 2,977 individuals killed that day. We are also here to honor our law enforcement, first responders, and military in our own hometown. To ensure the world never forgets them today and always, we're asking you to give them a round of applause in support of preserving their legacy. To affirm the lessons of compassion and strength that are more important than ever. We thank you for your service. We are forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, your hometown heroes right there on the track. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll remain standing for the playing of the national anthem, being performed tonight by the Kellyville High School Marching Band.
Good evening, Pony Nation. We are coming to you live from the Jim Allen Press Box here in small town Kellyville, Oklahoma, where the Ponies tonight will face the Mounds Golden Eagles. Tonight we are joined by Hector Garcia and Matthew Vaughn. And they're not on the mics right now because they don't know our sponsors. But special thanks to our sponsors. Our main presenting sponsors, Patriot Air, CT Decorative Concrete and Construction, and CNC Construction. And our other sponsors scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to turn it over to these guys so they can give you your analysis and game stats from last week and the week before and what they expect from tonight's Ponies.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Allen Press Box here in Kellyville, Oklahoma, ready for our third game of the season versus the Mounds Golden Eagles. Is that what they are? Golden Eagles?
Yes, Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles. Good. I wanted to make sure I had that correct. And we come into this game 0-2 after a narrow loss to Caney Valley last Friday, which you and I were not present for, but I know Jacob here was, and I'm sure he could give more insight onto that. But, you know, all I'm going to say on the matter is that, you know, we're going to look to bounce back here in this game. Mounds are a good team. Obviously coached by a former Kellyville head coach and Scott Robb.
Actually, our head coach.
Our head coach, yes, Matthew. We are that old.
We're not, yeah.
Age 20 and 21. We are that old.
Looks like we're about to have the coin toss. The Mounds captain's ready to walk up.
Yep. Well, Matthew, what do you expect from this game? You know, we were here for our season opener. We weren't here last week. Is there anything that you want to see from Kellyville this week?
I want to see some better protection.
Yeah.
I saw sometimes the protection would break down and the quarterback would have to run or he'd get sacked. So I want to see better protection from this offensive line. And then on defense, I want to see them set the edge. You know, that's kind of been the weakness is running to the outside and not setting that edge, and that's really what has got those long runs against Kellyville. So I want to see them set the edge on defense, and I want to see them protect better up front.
Yeah, obviously we don't mean to dwell on the past, but the only game of the season that we were here for was against Kiefer, where sending that player out in motion from the slot, just handing it off to him, or handing it off to somebody inside off that motion, just gashed us play after play. Now, the defense actually held up their end towards the second half.
Yeah, they got a lot of stops, got a couple turnovers, got some turnover on downs, and then the offense seemed like anytime the offense got some momentum going, they'd either get a penalty or something that would just stop momentum. So you gotta keep that momentum when you get you gotta keep that energy when you get that turnover on defense.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused, gotta stay disciplined, gotta pay attention to the task at hand. And that's really what we hope to see here as the Kellyville Captains make their way to the 50-yard line and begin to make their walk out to meet the captains for Mounds.
Looks like our captains for the Ponies are number 11, Justin Miles, number 2, Caden Ayers, 22, Landon Vulnera, and number 23, Nate Stubblefield.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to point out that, you know, we were here kind of peeking at the Kellyville warm-ups, and we saw a lot of Stubblefield throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's dabbled at quarterback a little bit, so
yeah.
I don't know if we'll see him maybe play some QB.
Said he traditionally plays as a wideout, doesn't he?
He's played a little bit of running back, a little bit of slot, a little bit of outside. He does a little bit of everything on offense.
Either way, I'd look for him to, if he does go in at quarterback, I'd look for him to take off and run more than Wetzel does.
Yeah. As we await the coin toss.
And the captains from both teams shake hands, and obviously we can't tell from here what the result of the coin toss is, as I think we're about to get the result here.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm just ready to watch some football. I'm always down for any level, whether it be high school, college, pros.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, we weren't here last week, but we did go watch football that
weekend.
Yeah,
we watched an Oklahoma State TU game.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a good defensive game. Let's just say that. And just move on.
You can call it what it was. It was an inept offense versus an inept offense.
And I think we got our results here. Looks like Mounds won, and they'll decline. So Kellyville will receive the opening kickoff. Mounds will defer to the second half, which has become really a popular I feel like it's been around for a while, but deferring just because that you have that much confidence in your defense.
Yeah, obviously. And you know, the way I see it is that you want to see what your defense has to make up. Like if they give up, if your defense gives up a touchdown, you know your offense is going to go out there and going to try to answer.
Yes.
You know, I've always liked that approach, deferring, and also it does have a lot of advantage whenever it comes to the second half, obviously, because you're getting the ball. You know, you're starting off the most important time of the game. The second half,
as we await the arrivals of our teams. And here comes Mounds onto the field as we await our Kellyville Ponies. Here they come.
And that is number 11, Justin Miles, waving the Kellyville flag and planting it in the middle as we're going to get ready to start off our Friday evening with some football.
I predict this is going to be a very short game just because I think both teams are going to try to run the ball.
Yeah. Obviously we've played with Coach Rob. And
Coach Rob loves a running offense, especially a lot of option stuff.
Yeah, very, very smart offensive-minded coach.
Yes.
So,
And I feel like I think Mounds is going to run the ball and try to set up a play action.
yeah.
You'll see a lot of 2-back sets. And then Kellyville has traditionally been a run-heavy team, but in the past couple years they've gone to more of a spread.
Yeah.
A lot of 3 and 4 receiver type looks, a lot more tight end look.
And obviously the game that we called last for you all was against Kiefer, and the biggest plays of the game were all pass plays.
And a lot of trips, a lot of 3 receivers to one side. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they come out with that spread look, or if they might go a little bit tighter. Just got to wait and see as we await this kickoff from Mounds.
Go ahead and pull up the Mounds roster here.
It looks like number 5, Ortega, going to kick off, and that's number 11, Justin Miles, and number 2, Caden Ayers back for the Ponies. So we await this kickoff.
And it's a deep-ish kick, and it's going to be returnable by Justin Miles, who tries to cut up to the middle of the field, but he's going to get just past the 25-yard line as we get started here with Kellyville's offense.
That's number 70, Swigert, on the tackle for Mounds. And we get to see this Pony offense in action. And it looks like they're going to go with a twins look and send 2 receivers out to the bottom. Connor Thomas is the lone receiver at the top. That's Stubblefield.
And he does run the ball, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage.
That's Swigert again. You were right, Javi. Stubblefield in at quarterback, he runs, which actually the ball was on the ground.
Yeah.
But I feel that looked like more of a design. I'm not sure on that. Maybe the play just broke down.
I would assume it's just a miscommunication at the line. And
they're gonna flip that formation, send 2 receivers to the top. Stubblefield, is gonna look to run.
And he does cut up the middle of the field.
He's still going. He's still going.
Nathan Stubblefield.
He refuses to go down at the 40-yard line.
Big run for Nathan Stubblefield to start off this first drive.
That's Justin Cooper on the stop for Mounds.
I think it would be safe to assume that that's probably what they were trying to go for at that first play, but
yes,
just mishandling of the snap, and they finally do get the ball to go to Stubblefield cleanly, and he breaks off a big run that's mostly due to his just will to just stay fighting.
You're going to send Vulner in motion. It's going to be Stubblefield on the read.
And it's Caden Ayers.
That's Caden Ayers. Going to juke and jive. Going to be brought down hard over on the Mounds sideline after a nice gain of about 8.
Good start for the Ponies here.
Seems like Swigert's making all the tackles for Mounds. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 for the Ponies. Stubblefield getting the play in from the sideline. He's got Vulner and Ayers in the backfield with him.
And he's in the gun, and he flips Ayers. Takes the snap. And it's a QB run straight up the middle, and it's good.
Yes, got enough yards for a first down.
I like this start from Kellyville, just going with that option.
I assume this wasn't on the film, which is always good. You got to get something that's not on the film that you can use to your advantage. And I don't think Stubblefield at QB was in the playbook.
Oh, definitely not.
He's going
And
to take the ball, roll to his right.
And he's meant for a short gain, maybe. I'd be interested to see if Stubblefield does ever drop back to pass.
He can throw a little bit. I've seen him throw.
I'm just saying, just off this running threat alone, that could leave some holes open in the secondary.
Yes, because I think Mounds.
These corners are going to be looking at Stubblefield to try to go plug that gap.
Can bring up a 2nd and about 8. Stubblefield in the gun with Ayers to his, I believe that's Ayers to his right.
Yeah.
He's just going to take it, hand it off to Ayers. He's going to try to make that loop.
And just doesn't quite get there.
He is brought down hard by number 1, McDonald, and number 2, Cooper for Mounds. It's a loss of about 2, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Loss of a couple on the play, brings up a 3rd down and 10 for the Ponies.
3rd and long here. I'd be interested to see what they go with.
Well, I think at this yardage you have to dial up some sort of pass play because
yeah.
Aside, we've had a couple of good runs, but other than that, it's kind of been just itty-bitty chunk plays.
We have Justin Miles down at the bottom and Connor Thomas at the top of your screen. Connor Thomas is somebody who I was crying out for in week 1.
It looks like Mounds going to take a timeout. Maybe just not lined up, not for
they just
the
didn't
offense.
like the look.
Yeah.
This has been a solid drive here for Kellyville, but you know they look to be almost stalling out here unless they pull out this 3rd down.
I would look for Connor Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very tall individual.
Yeah, he's your tallest receiver. He's physical. He has good eyes on the ball, can play on it very well.
And he's also a basketball player, so if you just throw it up, he can go get the rebound.
Yeah.
So I would look for Connor Thomas here. But Justin Miles is also a very reliable target.
Yeah, said he took up a good majority of Wetzel's targets in the season opener. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Stubblefield does look his way.
Looks like they're going to go doubles, 2 receivers either side. Stubblefield going to send a man in motion.
And takes the snap, does drop back to pass, and it's a good short pass, but I don't think it's enough, and it's Jackson Wallace on the catch.
That's going to bring up a 4th and about 5 or 6. And I think the offense is staying on the field.
I mean, you have to, I think.
Yeah, when you're in this territory, you can go for it.
Not only that, but if you don't have a guy that you so believe in to hit from a 35-yard field goal, then you're obviously going to look for that 4th down conversion as a man in motion comes across again. And flag down on the play.
Oh, we got a false start.
And that'll bring up 4th and
so
that'll undo.
Ponies looking to draw Mounds offsides, and they draw their own people offsides.
Yeah.
Draw their own people. So that's going to back them up to about actually just a 4th and 10.
Yep. And the offense does stay out there.
But I think that will change the play now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, instead of gaining 5, now you got to get 10, so you got to get a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Stubblefield takes the ball, looking to
Justin
throw.
Miles' way. And
caught by Justin Miles, and he goes in for the Ponies. Touchdown, Kellyville.
What a catch by Justin Miles. The ball just hung up there, and he went up and got it. What a play, Justin Miles.
Did they say we have a flag?
Is there a flag down? There is a flag in the end zone.
Not sure what it is. Couldn't really see what he would. I don't know what that means, Jacob. I looked at Jacob, and instead of trying to tell me, he just did the.
You have a voice. Unsportsmanlike conduct, which.
Okay.
So that will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the touchdown does stand, but it's gonna back him up on the kickoff.
And here is Emir De Los Reyes to take the point after. And the kick is up. And it is good.
Good. So your Kellyville Ponies up 7-0 over Mounds. That that was a very unexpected start for the Ponies.
Yeah.
Like we said, we were kind of looking at their warm-ups and we saw Stubblefield taking some snaps. Thought maybe it was for a trick play, but no, that's what they're rolling with.
Yeah.
I don't like the penalty.
The unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, when you get in the end zone, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each his own.
And it looks like it'll be Justin Miles to take the kickoff.
Yep, they're rolling with that 3 specialist personnel like you talked about 2 weeks ago. Which, I mean, as the former kicker, I mean, you were the kickoff and the extra point guy, and that took a toll on your hips. So I feel like having 3 specialists.
Oh, because that's an unsportsmanlike
I mean,
conduct.
you can't do anything in high school. You just
Yeah.
So that's going to back him up on this kickoff. So that's going to make Jostin's job a little bit harder.
Yeah, it'll be kicked off from the 25-yard line, which makes his job difficult, but not impossible.
No,
Not impossible. It's definitely doable if he can get the right spin on the ball whenever it hits the ground. And he will take a longer run up than he usually does, as Mounds will scoot up.
Yeah.
And takes a straight stutter steps, and it's a squib kick straight out of bounds.
Straight out of bounds, and that's going to draw a flag.
It's not good. And you can tell, I don't think that's what he was meaning to do, because the ball was spinning straight up.
Yeah, kind of tabletopped.
Yeah, and that's always just a classic sign of you just miss hitting the ball. And I'd be willing to bet a large sum of money that he probably hit his foot on the kickoff tee doing that.
Yeah.
Which, depending on how Mounds reacts, could back up the kick even further, unless they just decide to take the ball. And it looks like that's what they're planning to do.
So we get to see this Pony defense out here, and
as we get a look at this Mounds offense for the first time.
Looks like they're going single back.
Yeah. And that is.
They're going doubles, 2 receivers each side.
Quarterback in the gun.
I believe that's number 3, Coddington.
Yep.
Asks for the ball. It's a high snap.
And it's a handoff inside zone, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, but not very solid tackling, as it does result in a very decent 5-yard gain for the Mounds Eagles on their first play.
That's number 20, Blaine Hackler, on the carry for Mounds. I believe they credited Jackson Wallace with the stop. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and about 5 for the Eagles. They're going to stay in that doubles formation. Coddington in the gun, going to send his man in motion.
And it's another.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper.
And he cuts upfield for a first down.
So that was the option comes into play early.
It looked like a triple option play just by the way the quarterback was holding the ball.
Yeah, he had his dive man, and then he had his pitch man, and he chose to keep it. So,
again,
which is good, because that pitch man can become a blocker if you keep it.
Yeah, and it's just what we said. Coach Rob loves those option style offenses.
Yes, that spread option, and he's going to send 3 receivers out to the bottom. Going to take the snap, hand it off to number 20. He's going to be bottled up, or he's going to bounce it. Ooh!
And it's a good tackle there.
That's Stubblefield.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're Stubblefield, though, you want to be careful. You're playing quarterback for the moment. You don't want to get hurt.
No.
And, a lot of teams here down in 2A but they'll have their quarterback playing a position like deep safety. But it does look like Stubblefield plays a little further down in the second level. But either way, you don't want your quarterback always in the midst of action.
He's send his man in motion. It's going to give.
And
he's going to be wrapped up. I believe that's Vulner and Stubblefield on the stop for the Ponies.
And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Not for a gain of a couple, though. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 3, maybe 4. So Mounds switching it up. They've gone trips, they've gone doubles, and they've also just gone twins. So Interesting what they're going to do on this 3rd and 3. It's Coddington in the gun.
Oh, bad
Ball,
snap.
loose ball.
And it's just going to be dived on. And that'll bring up 4th down and long from about the 33, 32.
Offense probably going to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
offense going to stay on the field. So that's going to bring up a 4th and what, 15?
Yeah, but this will likely be this will probably be a pass play, and the first time we're going to see Mounds pass the ball.
Yes.
I would imagine they pass.
Probably some sort of play action, just because that's all they've done this drive is run.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're coming out in double, so they got 2 receivers either side.
man in motion.
No,
So
they're
going
going to go empty. Might be a QB run.
And short pass. It looks like they're going to be setting up the wide receiver screen to number 2, and he's not going to get the first down.
So Pony defense with the stop. That was number 2, Justin Cooper, on the reception for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But Kellyville does get the stop, and now they're back on offense. But they're in their own territory. So they got to be careful here.
As we get our second look here at the Kellyville offense.
Nate Stubblefield still in at quarterback.
Said interestingly enough, Wetzel is still suited up in pads with his helmet.
Going to ask for the ball. It's going to be Ayers.
Ayers gets outside, and he's going to do a lot of running for not a lot of gain, if any.
He ran about 30 yards to gain 2, so. Which I feel like he had, I don't know who number 6 is. Ian. That's Ian Anderson.
Yeah.
He had his guy pushed
Yeah.
to the boundary, so I think if Ayers would have cut off of his butt instead of his face, he'd have got a little bit more yardage. But
maybe, but
you know when you're in and the bombs are going off, you know,
you're not going to be thinking clearly all the time.
no.
As we're going to pull up 2nd and 9.
More like 2nd and 8.
And fumbled snap.
Bad ball.
Stubblefield will take off, but he's going to be sacked. Do you call that a sack, or you just call it a tackle? I'm not sure.
I mean, no, that's a sack because he got him behind the line.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 13. I believe that was Justin Cooper on the sack for the Golden Eagles. So it's going to back them up. So obviously going to have some sort of pass here. I don't know.
You know, maybe you look towards Justin Miles again.
Yeah, Justin Miles is on the wide side of the field.
Which means the throw is going to have to be longer.
Actually, we got Landon Vulnera at receiver.
Yeah. And Stubblefield looks for Justin Miles, but
could have been intercepted. That was number 5, Ortega.
Yeah.
Justin Miles had to play defense there.
And it's just as I said, they're going to look for Justin Miles there on the outside, and Stubblefield takes a snap and immediately looks his way.
So this is going to bring up a punt. Connor Thomas, who I don't know how he did last week, but I know 2 weeks ago he did excellent at punting, flipping field position.
Yeah, got a lot of Kellyville spin on the ball.
So curious to see how he does.
As the Mounds return man drops back far, and it's a good punt, and it's returnable.
Number 3, Mason Coddington.
And he is going to be wrapped up about the 45-yard line. Wow.
By a herd of ponies. Decent return.
Yeah. Probably gets 15 yards on the return.
Yeah, I would say about 15.
And
so Mound's going to start about the 45-yard line.
yeah, coverage wasn't bad either.
No, that was very good coverage. Had a chance to make the first tackle and left his feet, but
I believe that was number 7. Hayden
Yes.
Jones that got down there first.
yeah, he just kind of left his feet, you know.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing you got to work on. Break down, make the tackle.
As we get Mounds offense, going to be a quarterback keeper.
As he bounces it outside to the left, and a good angle taken, and number 11, Justin Miles.
Justin Miles on the stop.
Slings him down with force.
It's going to bring up, I believe that's a gain of about 3.
Yeah.
So seen a lot of slot receiver motions and options, and
I would argue that could almost call a false start on that play for Mounds. The running back looked like he moved way early without a motion call.
he may have.
But, you know, we aren't referees.
No. It's going to bring up a 2nd and about 9 for the Eagles. He's going to look to pass.
Short pass. Complete.
Oh, it's in the dirt, incomplete. Going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Golden Eagles.
So it looked like it was maybe still caught almost, but
Yeah, he could have trapped it, but it just bounced differently.
I think they used to tell us if you can touch the ball with your hands, you can catch it.
Yeah.
Which is not always true, but
No, but I mean.
But that one, I would say, yeah.
It's gonna
Probably should have caught that.
Bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. They're going to send 2 receivers either side.
And they do sling it on the swing route. He's
Landon
met behind the
Vulnera.
line. So it looks like they're trying to set up these wide receiver screen passes a lot.
Yeah, that was a running back though.
Yeah, that was a running back, but still the blockers were wide receivers out there.
That was Vulner coming off that outside backer, I believe, or maybe defensive end. I know he plays edge.
Yeah, he looked like he just shot that gap perfectly.
So it's going to bring up a punt from Mounds. Miles back to receive the punt for the Ponies as Mounds comes out in their shield punt.
And the snap is hanging, and it's a low driving punt straight out of bounds, maybe about the 40.
Band over there
they're
taking.
going to call it the 36.
Band over there taking shrapnel. We got about 2:14 left in the first quarter. Your Kellyville Ponies are up 7-0 over the Mounds Golden Eagles. I believe Mounds has called a timeout. They've called 2 timeouts in this first quarter, I believe.
Yeah, it's been 2.
So
as we're going to get another look at the Kellyville Ponies offense being led by Nathan Stubblefield at quarterback.
Like you mentioned earlier, Wetzel is on the sideline with his helmet and shoulder pads, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it's hard to say that he's unavailable because there are players that don't have their pads on but have their jersey on, which normally would indicate that they're unavailable, but Wetzel does have his pads.
And also the boys basketball team, we have the 50-50 raffle.
Looks like the line protection is a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely.
Stubblefield, I know he's only thrown what 2? Is he thrown 2 or 3 passes?
I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay, he's thrown about 3 or 4. I feel like he's had time.
Yeah, he's had time because
he can't.
Wetzel's not that traditional quarterback. He can't just take the snap and throw it. He's going through and he's fully making that motion flow through. And I would say it's working just about as Kellyville would have hoped. His running is setting up these passes really well.
Yes. As Kellyville sets up with 2 backs in the backfield,
with Stubblefield under center, and he is going to hand it off. And
that's Ayers. He's going to get wrapped up for no gain by number 13, Jason Cooper.
Yeah, Ayers always looking to bounce it outside on every run that he's getting and just hasn't had any luck.
Looks like he made it at least back to the line, maybe a slight gain.
Yeah, can't complain with that.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Ponies as they seem to be shuffling some guys around on that offensive line. Looks like same formation. He's got Vulner, and I believe that's Barnes.
And handoff.
And Barnes going to run into his blocker.
And he's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
That's number 1, Trendon McDonald on the stop for the Golden Eagles.
Are they going to call it no gain, no loss?
I think that was. Looks like he had a slight gain, is what they're saying.
That's surprising. I'm gonna lie.
But overall, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Not sure what you do here. Traditionally, they've looked for Justin Miles, but that's worked once, and that was on the touchdown.
It's tough. Maybe if they send a player in motion again, that worked on a 3rd down play.
Well, I want to hurry up. We got 3 seconds.
And the snap does come in just in time, and he looks for Justin Miles.
Oh!
And he's going to be sacked.
He's going to be wrapped up. That's number 2, Justin Cooper, coming in on the stop. And that's going to bring up a 4th and about 16 or 17, and this is obviously going to bring on a punt from the Ponies. Protection just kind of broke down there. He had a little bit of a pocket, and then almost said Justin Houston.
I don't think we have Justin Houston at the
I
ready. I would love to have Justin.
I would
Houston
hope we didn't have Justin Houston on playing a high school game, but Justin Cooper just came in, beat the rush, beat the edge, and here we are.
And it'll be Connor Thomas back to punt again. Had a good punt last time.
Yes. And they're just gonna let it run down.
And that'll bring an end to the first quarter with your Kellyville Ponies up 7-0 on the Mounds Golden Eagles. Well, what do you think of that first quarter?
That was not what I was expecting from the Ponies. I didn't expect Stubblefield to be out there at QB. We figured if he was out there, it was going to be some sort of QB option or QB draw, but he's also obviously he has the touchdown pass, so he can throw it just a little bit too.
No, he's been throwing the ball.
They've kind of stalled after that first drive. Mounds had a little bit of a drive going, and then the bad snap kind of knocked them out of range.
Yeah, but like I said, Kellyville's offense has looked like it's had a whole new dimension to it with Stubblefield's rushing ability.
Yes.
And like I said before, that rushing ability is going to set up passes down the line because the secondary is going to have their eyes in the backfield. And that's, I think, a lot of what's happened.
Yeah. We do have a question in the chat. We will keep the mics on for the band's halftime performance. I love how our band sounds.
Yes.
So
I love seeing how much better they've gotten.
Yes.
Over the years. It's been every year. It's been constant improvement, and I've loved seeing that.
Yes. So we will keep our mics on for the band's halftime shows. We get ready for the second quarter. The Kellyville Ponies up 7-0, but they are punting.
And snap comes in. Punt. Good.
Nice slicing punt.
And it's going to be returnable. And bouncing out to the left. And he's going to be wrapped
up by Cody Barnes.
Great coverage on the punt.
Cody Barnes, he tried to give him a little stiff arm, and Cody Barnes just held on.
Yeah.
But I also want to say Dominic Dunn was also down there for the Ponies to help Barnes on that tackle.
It's getting good coverage on the punt.
As this Mounds offense sets up at their own 45-yard line. And they're going to send two receivers out either side.
And it looks like Kellyville's just going with the same cover 2 look every play.
And they're going to hand it off.
Inside zone, and he's going to be met for a very short gain. Good defense, good play by the line there.
Yes. I think that was the end. That was the edge.
Yeah, the end just ripped off his block and was able to make that tackle, or at least have a really big play in it.
I believe they said Vulnera was involved on the play, which he's been a starter or a consistent rotator in for about his whole high school career, so he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he was a freshman when I was a senior, I believe, and yeah, they.
Mounds gonna look to throw, wide receiver screen.
I said they've been.
Ooh,
big
ball!
Pass is complete to number 5, Eric Ortega.
Wow.
Hit hard by number 22, Landon Vulnera.
And Vulnera.
Yeah, Vulnera again, big hit.
But looks like Mounds did recover, but looks like Ortega is shaking up a little bit on that play. Man, Vulnera came in like his hair was on fire.
Big hit.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6, or maybe about 6.5 for the Golden Eagles. Let's see what they can dial up.
Kellyville defense has been
Yes.
great so far. And they're going to be going.
Oh, looks like.
And it's another quarterback run. But
no, they had to call a timeout. The clock was winding down. So that's Mounds has burned all their timeouts.
Yeah, almost a shame. Almost a shame for Kellyville that timeout was called because they had that play stopped.
Sorry, it's getting to that point where the sun's going down and the press box gets a little bit dark, so I figured We better turn the lights on.
Oh, you don't like sitting in a dark and dingy metal box with me? Come on, Matthew. Thought we had a bond.
I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm just going to move on. But no, like you said, looks like Kellyville had that scouted, whatever.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
I believe you said it was a QB draw.
Yeah, the quarterback just took it straight off, and it looked like that designed QB run again that they've looked for a few times, and I think it's been wrapped up almost every time by Kellyville.
The only thing, though, is it looks like Kellyville's a little bit not late, but they've kind of delayed getting in position, calling the strength.
Yeah,
and
definitely get that.
If the offense is going fast, that might hurt somebody. You know,
which you might see later on in this quarter with Mounds being out of timeouts.
Yeah.
As we get set here for third down.
Looks like third and about 6. Ask for the ball.
And it's another pass. Pass is deeper, but it's defended excellently by Justin Miles.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and about 6. And curious to see what Mounds does here.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a position where if you do punt, you can pin them back really deep. But it looks like the offense is going to stay on. Unless they just rearrange it and have one of these offensive players punt the ball. Oh, we're going to get a timeout? Yep.
Looks like they're gonna sit and talk about this.
Yep. Said I wasn't sure what they wanted to do. It looked like there was just
that's long. That's a 4th and 6, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not going to get any. We're not going to get any quick counts or anything. So I don't know. It's kind of in a weird position. I couldn't tell if it was 4th and 5 or 4th and 6, but I don't think they're going to go for any quick counts. But like you said earlier, Mounds, a couple plays ago, they went with that QB draw, and unfortunately they had to call timeout due to the play clock winding down. So maybe we see that again.
I'm not sure,
because that's the whole thing is with these spread formations with 3 or 4 receivers is you get a lot of guys out of the box.
Yeah, you clear out the second level of defenders there, and it leaves space where it's basically, you know, your big guys on the other team is big guys, and
yeah.
And,
so let's see if Mounds can take advantage of that. Looks like they're going to go doubles. They're going to have 2 receivers each side. So this might be a QB draw. Let's see what.
So now on that last play, this slot receiver on the far side just stopped and
no, it's going to be a pass,
and he's going to throw it, and it's going to be defended really well by Caden Ayers.
Caden Ayers was looking to go the other way for 6.
Oh yeah, he was. He was already in stride going towards the end zone.
So that's going to bring up another turnover on downs for this Pony defense, and the offense is going to go back on the field. Where they had some momentum, then they kind of stalled after that first drive. So let's see if they can get a spark going.
Yeah, Kellyville, great starting field position here. It'd be a shame to waste this.
Play clock's winding down.
And
they got it off, though.
Stubblefield's going to run. He gets outside.
Oh!
It's a good.
Ooh. Oh man!
It looks like it's good for a first down.
But we do have a flag. We do have a flag down.
I could see it being delay game.
I thought they got it off.
It looked really close, but I wouldn't be surprised.
But it came after the play had started, and it after that hit on Stubblefield. So I'm not sure.
It looks like
they might be walking it off. Holding against the Ponies, so that's gonna.
Yeah.
After that Stubblefield run, that's gonna back him up. Stubblefield had more time in the pocket. He didn't have a whole lot of time, but he had a little bit more time, and at the end, he just decided to pull it down and run.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad decision. It
no,
would have gotten the first
obviously
down.
not.
It would have gotten the first down.
So instead of a 1st and 10, we got a 1st and 15. Stubblefield going to send a man in motion. That's Justin Miles.
And he's going to hand it off. Caden Ayers going straight up the middle. Bounces outside.
Oh, he's going to be met
That's a good run.
for a nice gain. That was a little counter play.
Yeah.
You know, Justin Miles going across formation, a little bit of eye candy, and then as you can see, Ayers kind of took that jab step like he was running and then came back.
Yeah, and I definitely think Ayers getting the ball definitely played some role in how the defense reacted because, you know, every time Caden Ayers has gotten the ball, it's been outside runs.
Yes.
And this time he goes straight up and then cuts outside. And it was just a good play call.
And I think we got –
yeah, it looks like an offsides.
And we got an offsides on the defense. So that's going to move the ball. I don't know if that's a first down or not. And it is.
Yeah, first down.
That shows great growth by the Kellyville offensive line because every time they've tried to go on two, we've had a false start. And so this time, to get the defense off sides, is a great change of pace.
About 9 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the
Stubblefield
first half.
in the gun.
Stubblefield hands it off, falls, but Caden Ayers trying to follow his blockers, does a really good job of just sitting behind number 63.
That's Melvin Wise, one of my students, or one of my former students.
So proud of you, Matthew. We're all proud of you. Oh, there's another number change there. Number 70 on there.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I
at least you know.
I recognize Melvin, so that's at least I hope that's Melvin. I'm just gonna say Melvin. They're gonna send out two receivers out to the top with Caden Ayers one-on-one at the bottom. Stubblefield gonna ask for the ball. It's Cody Barnes.
And
He's
Cody
gonna be
Barnes.
swallowed.
Wow.
Coach, that's a terrible spot. They got him. Men's line of scrimmage by number 77, Brandon Phillips.
And that'll bring up about 3rd and 6.
So he made it maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
And they call it 3rd and 5 here.
Let's see what the Pony. They're bringing in Connor Thomas.
Yeah, which
So is he the go-to guy or is he the decoy?
that is the
Because
question.
when you got a guy that tall on the field, it draws a lot of eyeballs.
Yeah, it draws attention, definitely.
Well, they might want to hurry up. They got 5 seconds left.
And 2, 1.
And they got it off.
Stubblefield throws a pass. Justin Miles. Did he complete the catch? And it looks like they are going to call it complete.
First down, Ponies.
I think Justin Miles has definitely asserted himself as Kellyville's wide receiver 1.
Yes.
And good for him because he has been a target magnet every game that we've watched.
Yes. Even in his earlier days.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Ponies. Stubblefield going to take the ball, roll to his right.
He's just running. Good block, Caden Ayers.
And he's going to pick up a good chunk of yards.
Now, Caden Ayers is very, very slight in build, but he had a very good block there on the edge.
He plays outside his size.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you saw, but he sealed that edge for Stubblefield to cut up.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 at about right on the 20-yard line as the Ponies subbing in the right personnel. As they're going to send 2 receivers out to the bottom. Justin Miles is one-on-one up top with Cody Barnes in the backfield.
Calling for the snap. Handoff, Cody Barnes.
Gain of,
I think, probably 3 yards, 4 yards.
gain of a couple, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
This is definitely 4-down territory for the Ponies.
We have 6:25 left in the first half. Your Ponies are up 7-0 over the Golden Eagles, and they are driving.
Yeah. And, again, we have Justin Miles one-on-one at the top of your screen with no safety over top to help.
And Stubblefield just going to push the pile.
And look at that.
And he's still on his feet.
Look at that. Great run. Actually, just great blocking.
Yeah, just great. You know it's a good QB sneak when he pops out the other side.
Yeah, obviously. You know, once again, that's just your big guys going against the other teams and coming out the victors. And 1st and goal from 7.
Can't really tell.
Yeah.
We're at that weird side of the field, but they do have trips up top with Caden Ayers at the bottom, singled up. Cody Barnes is in the backfield.
And the snap comes. Quarterback run. Tries to go straight up, but he's met at the line of scrimmage.
For no gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and goal from about the 6.
No gain on the play, 2nd and goal from the 6.
And we tick under 5:30 here in this first quarter. Ponies are knocking on the door trying to score before halftime. Stubblefield is in the gun with Barnes to his right.
Oh, fumbled
Oh,
snap.
fumble!
And
He did get on it. He got on it.
yeah, just has to dive on it. And that'll bring up 3rd and
Oh, that's gonna.
mile.
That's just going back to what we saw. As soon as the offense gets momentum, they shoot themselves in the foot.
But I'd be interested to see how the Mounds defense lines up because they're going to be looking for either Justin Miles or Connor Thomas, and if either one of them has one-on-one matchups,
I believe so.
I would not envy the defenders.
Looks like Wetzel's coming in.
Yeah, which would definitely point to a throwing down.
Yes. And I do believe there was a center change from last week to this week, so that definitely has something to do with it, as Wetzel's going to be in the gun.
And takes a
It's
snap.
another
It's fumbled
high
again,
snap. He's just going to look to throw.
and it's incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down. But again, you kind of have to go for it here,
Yeah, unless
they want to trot out Emir De Los Reyes to try to kick a field goal, which would be very long for him.
yeah, for any high school kicker, really. I mean, what is he? What is he? He's a freshman.
Yeah, freshman.
Yeah. Not saying it can't be done, but so it looks like Wetzel's going to stay in at quarterback. He's going to be in the gun with 2 receivers up top.
The safety is leaning towards Justin Miles' side as
Another
the snap
high
comes
snap.
in. And
He's just going to go down.
Pressure
And,
gets through to him.
man, they were coming on
Yeah,
that,
they
and
were.
the Pony line just could not hold up. So that's going to bring up a turnover on downs, as Mounds will get the ball, and they'll have a chance to tie it up with 4:35, but no timeouts.
Yeah, so the clock is going to be moving unless they go out of bounds on plays.
But let's see if they can get a chance to tie it up before they go into half, because they do get the ball back.
Yeah.
He's going to ask for the ball. He's going to look
Takes
to
the snap,
throw.
looks to the right, pump fake, throws deep. And good
Broken up.
defense. Justin Miles.
Justin Miles on the pass breakup, going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Golden Eagles as the defense is making substitutions. As we tick under 4 minutes and 30 seconds in this first half. Mounds has a 2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Looks to pass again.
Oh!
Man.
Jackson Wallace could have had 6 right there. There was nobody near him.
I was in the process of saying picked off. And Jackson Wallace knows he probably should have had that. But, you can't dwell on that. Move on to 3rd down.
He read the play, though.
Yeah.
He was in position. He just...
Great read.
And we know he can catch because he caught a pass in the first drive.
Did?
So, I don't know.
Maybe it's one of those things where he's just too open for it.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. See what Mounds can draw up here. And it's just going to be a QB run.
Vulner's trying.
And Miles.
Actually, who's that?
That was Justin Miles on the stop for the
like
Ponies.
That is Nathan Stubblefield that set the edge so well on
Stubblefield did set the edge, and that allowed.
That was the first thing that I noticed on that play.
I thought Stubblefield was going to make the tackle.
Yeah,
but
he just set the edge perfectly and let Justin Miles come in to make a great play. and that'll bring up the punt team for Mounds.
But he spilled Coddington back to the inside, and Josh Samiles was waiting on him.
Yeah.
So
That's just good team defense.
it was. McDonald going to be back to punt for the Golden Eagles. And I believe that's Cody Barnes back to receive for the Ponies. And it's a floating snap.
And a good punt. And he's just going to wave it off.
Smart move. And that's going to take a nice – it's going to take a nice bounce. With 3:27 left in the first half, the Ponies get the ball back.
With 3:27 left.
And it looks like Stubblefield is back out at quarterback.
Really interesting. I'm wondering what's going on, but Wetzel's down here getting some attention by the trainer. He's getting his arms stretched out.
As Stubblefield sets up in the gun with Vulner and Barnes in the backfield.
And hands it off. Ayers. Good run. Good run.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is Caden Ayers.
Good run there by Caden Ayers.
Yes.
Good,
So
hard running.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and about 4 for the Ponies with 3:06 left in the first half. And they do have 2 timeouts?
It looks like, 2.
Okay. So let's see if the Ponies can get a score before halftime.
Yeah, that would be big.
Yes. Stubblefield in under center this time.
And hands it off.
To Vulner.
And
Vulner's going to truck his way for maybe a first down.
Said, I'm liking the hard running that we're seeing.
Yes. And that's going to bring up a first down with 2:39 left in the first half. We might want to have a little bit more sense of urgency. But
yeah,
definitely. We do have 2 timeouts, but you don't want to bleed the clock too much.
Yeah. Or if you are, you at least want to score at the end.
Yes. As we tick to 2:19. Stubblefield going to send a man in motion.
And takes the snap.
It's another high snap. He's going to roll to his right.
He passes deep.
Oh, intercepted.
That one just looked red all the way.
I believe that's
number 3.
That's Coddington.
Yeah.
That's the quarterback making a play on defense, which you got as a coach, you got to love to see your quarterback making plays on defense.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
But Kellyville committed an unfortunate mistake because it gives Mounds the ball back in Pony territory.
With 2 minutes to go.
See if this Pony defense can make a stop.
And
as Coddington looks to throw.
And floats a pass up. And, wow, if Connor Thomas is in just a bit better position, he's picking that one off right back.
I believe he was looking for number 20, Blaine Hackler, over the middle, and just good coverage.
Yeah, the pass was just floated up there.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Golden Eagles with 1:59 left in the first half. See if the defense can come up with a stop here, maybe even get a turnover. Maybe Jackson Wallace can catch the ball.
That's mean. Come on, Matthew. As man in motion here, and they're going to hand it off inside. And it has a good alley to run through, but he is going to be tackled by a host of Ponies that are around about the 25-yard line.
It's going to bring up a first down for Mounds. As we tick to 1:51, Mounds is driving, but they don't have any timeouts, so they got to get up there quick. Coddington, low snap.
And looks and runs out to his right, has a man on the outside, hits him, number 2, breaks a few tackles, but is tackled. Brought down inside the 10, and that'll bring up 1st and goal with 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play.
Defense got to get a stop here. You can bend, but don't break. As Mounds sets up, they're going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. It's a little high snap. Quarterback on the keeper, and he's just going to
run straight in. Touchdown, Mounds.
It's going to bring up an after-point attempt for the Golden Eagles.
And they're going to be going in that. It's a weird take on the swinging gate, if that's what it is. As, yeah, it is a swinging gate, and they call that shift inside, which means they're going for the kick. And that is number 5, Ortega.
A little bit of a high snap.
And his kick is up.
And it is good.
Ties it up 7-7.
Give credit to Mounds. They got that turnover, and they drove down and scored, so that's going to tie it up before the half. And they get the ball back after halftime. So
yeah, that's big for Mounds, but Kellyville do have a minute and a half, and I'd be interested to see their approach.
It seems though that even before the turnover, they weren't moving with a great deal of urgency. They were kind of relaxed, and
you know, you can't do that.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying right now.
as Kellyville awaits to receive this kickoff. As we have Justin Miles and Nate Stubblefield back for the Ponies.
Yeah, just looking to have guys that can do stuff in the open field here.
As we await this kickoff from number 5 Ortega.
And it's going straight out of bounds.
So that's going to move the ball up to, is it the 45?
It's either the 35 or the 45. One of the two.
I'm not a kick specialist, so I don't know.
Well, I didn't kick out of bounds, so.
Did you?
No, didn't happen.
I'm gonna have to look that up. As this Pony offense.
Oh, that's a better source than me. Come on now. It is 35.
How about the eye in the sky? Eye in the sky don't lie. It doesn't. As the Pony offense sets up at their own 35-yard line with a minute 32 and 2 timeouts left to work. But you got to kind of move with a sense of urgency. This Mounds defense is starting to stiffen up. As the Ponies get the play in from the sideline. And a little bit of confusion. They might want to hurry up and get the snap off. We got 4 seconds.
And yeah, definitely delay a game.
Nope, we're going to get a delay of game.
That was by a few seconds.
Looks like just some of the players didn't know the play or didn't know where they were lining up. So you had some momentum, and then you delay a game, and you just kind of kill it. All right. Oh, looking for Justin Miles with Ortega all over him. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Ponies. He was looking for Miles, who just had Ortega all over him and nowhere to catch the ball. As we tick down under a minute and a half, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15. Wetzel is in the gun. He's going to hand the ball off to Barnes. He's going to get smacked by number 70, Swigert, for the Golden Eagles. That's going to bring up a loss It's going to bring up about a third and I want to say 17 or 18 as we tick down to a minute in this ball game, this first half. And not much for the Ponies to do now. You're backed up. The only thing you can really do is just throw it up and hope something happens. As we tick down to 45 seconds. They're just going to hand it off to Barnes. Yeah, they're just going to run the clock out for this first half. No need to chance it. And I believe, yeah, they're just going to let this clock run out for this first half and go in the locker room and make their adjustments. As we are tied in this game, 7-7, Mounds will receive the second half kickoff. And we're going to keep our mics on so that you can listen to this halftime show performed by our Pride of Kellyville marching band. So stay tuned. We got a whole lot more left.
You're actually using the cable we ran? Awesome.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, taking the field for your halftime entertainment is the pride of Kellyville Marching Band. The band is under direction of Mike Sisko with assistance from the color guard instructor Donna Level. The band's 2021 show is entitled The Blues Brother 2021. Drum Major Eden Beam, is your band ready? As Jake and Elwood once said, we're putting the band back together. We are on a mission from And now, ladies and gentlemen, rise to your feet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, rise to your feet as the Pride of Kellyville Marching Band plays the fight song.
band would like to thank Superintendent of Kellyville Schools, Joe Pierce, and principals, Mr. Wood, Mr. Pitts, Miss Lawley, and Mr. Castillo. We would also like to thank the band boosters, parents, and other patrons of the Pride. We look forward to adding in on our 2021 contest show and sharing it with you each week. Give it to me one more time for the Kellyville Marching Band.
Six, two, one.
I can't hear you.
It's worth $100 and we got a winner
Hello.
coming up the stairs.
I can hear you. I can hear something. I can hear me. Now I don't hear anything.
We have a winner.
Okay, I'm just going to assume I'm on. So, hello, Pony fans. We are back for this second half between the Kellyville Ponies and the Mounds Golden Eagles. I can hear me, but I can't hear him. All right, try that now.
Hello, hello?
Yep, I got you.
All right, am I loud?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Great.
Okay, yeah, they just told us we're on. So.
Okay. I apologize if any of you heard our scramble. We are not the technologically inclined ones. That lies with our friend Jacob Jones here.
Well, we knew this one was on because this one was recording the band.
Yeah. Mr. Jacob Jones comes and helps us as we do love him so much.
As Justin Miles gets this kickoff.
And the kick is off, and it looks like it's going straight out of bounds, and it is.
Yep.
So either another start at the 35 or a re-kick will be in order.
Probably just start at the 35.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
It looks like Kellyville has no inclination to kick deep to Mounds here.
No.
Which is, again, an approach a lot of high school teams take where they just kick it short because they don't want return guys to have a chance.
Yeah. So, Mounds will take over
at the 40.
The 40-yard line.
Because I think that's where the ball went out.
Yeah. So, Mounds is going to set up with doubles, 2 receivers each side. Send a man in motion.
Hand off, inside zone, good alley. And it's a first down. Mounds right off the gate.
That's Cody Barnes and Justin Miles converged for the stop, but not before he picked up the first down.
Blaine Hackler on the carry. Brought down by Justin Miles, also helping out number 8, Cody Barnes. Advances the ball to the 49, where it's the first down and 10.
So Mounds are going to send out 3 receivers down to the bottom. Single up top.
And another run, and it's another solid gain of about 6 or 7 for Mounds off the inside zone.
It's going to bring up a second and about 4 for the Golden Eagles.
Well, what did you make of the first half, Matthew?
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, touchdown on the opening drive. And then some good defensive play, but it looks like they just got a little tired towards the end. It's the quarterback keeper. And he bowls over Justin Miles.
Who's usually a sure tackler, Justin Miles.
Justin Miles making an initial hit, brought down by number 22, Landon Vulnera.
So that was Coddington on the quarterback keeper. That's going to give them another first down. So Mounds going to send out 2 receivers either side with Coddington in the gun.
You know, a costly turnover led to that Mounds score late in the half.
Yes.
And another,
so
and he'll drop back to pass, and he's
got nobody. He's got some room to run.
And breaks.
Avoids 3 tackles.
And breaks to the left. And
he's wrapped up by Jackson Wallace.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, but number 2 had a post route going straight over the top, and he was wide open. I'm surprised that he didn't make the throw.
Maybe he just didn't see it. Just
Maybe.
Obstruction of view.
Yeah, but definitely not a great defensive play there by the Ponies.
No, made 3 defenders miss.
Yeah.
2 of them at the same time.
Yeah. you never want that.
No. As they're going to send 3 receivers out to the top. Coddington in the gun. He's going to ask for the ball.
And it's a handoff straight up the gut.
He's going to be gang tackled by a herd of ponies. That was Hackler on the carry for the Golden Eagles. Gain of maybe a yard. Jackson Steely on the stop for the Ponies. Haven't called his name a whole lot, but he's been anchoring that defensive line. They're going to go with doubles. 2 receivers either side. Send a man in motion.
And it's another handoff up the gut. And he's met at the line, but he breaks out left. Breaking tackles. Doesn't quite get in for the touchdown.
That was Vulner.
And that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Mounds Golden Eagles.
If it wasn't for Vulner, he'd have scored.
Yeah.
This is kind of the product of when your opponent runs the ball a lot. You just get worn down and tired on defense.
These long drives are, they wear you down, not just physically, but mentally.
Yes, as Mounds is going to set up with 2 receivers at the top, 2 receivers or 2 running backs, and they're just going to hand it off. Quarterback on the keeper.
And he's going to be brought down for a short gain of maybe 2.
Cody Barnes on the stop. As we get a 2nd and goal here from, I want to say, looks like the 5.
Looks like the 5 or 6.
And they're going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. Connington in the gun.
And he's going to hand it off to that number 10. And I don't think he's in. He's going to be stopped, and it'll bring up 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3.
Good running there by the Mounds running back.
And
Jackson
Steely again.
Steely on the stop again for that defensive line. Defense trying to make a stand right here. You know, once you hit that inside the 5, your playbook gets real thin.
Yeah, and again, probably 4th down territory here.
And they're going to hand it off on a jet sweep.
And he is going to be stopped just. Jackson Steely again called his name 3 times now on this drive.
It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. So see if we can get a defensive stop right here.
Yeah, would be huge, but again, would set up what would have to be a 99-yard drive.
And Ponies haven't been able to drive the length of the field so far, so see if this defense can get a stop. 4th and goal, 2 backs.
And it's going to be
quarterback on the keeper. He's going to be stopped by Justin Miles.
Great defensive play there by Justin Miles to wrap up the quarterback on the keeper behind the line of scrimmage.
They went with the fake dive, quarterback keeper, and
Huge
Justin
play.
Miles was not fooled.
Huge play.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 from like the 1.
Yeah, that's a very, very tough drive.
And it looks like, I believe that's Stubblefield in at quarterback.
Yeah, we saw him at quarterback for a lot of that first half as they're going to come up with a stack look here on the near side.
Yeah.
Now we have a whistle on the field, timeout.
And they're going to call a timeout. Looks like some of the players didn't get the play in. That was a great defensive stand by the Ponies.
Yeah, huge, huge play for them. You know, Mounds, they come out of the gate and they're looking good with their running game, and you know they just get stalled.
But like we said, when they got close to that goal line, once you go inside the 10 and the 5, your playbook gets really thin, and you're just limited on what you can do down there. But this Pony offense is now backed up.
Yeah.
And they just had to burn a timeout because they couldn't get the play in, which you never want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to be calling timeouts in the 1st and 3rd quarters, never. But, you know, whenever you're backed up here by your own goal line, you don't really want to look to pass.
No, because so much can go wrong.
Yeah, you can give up safety. You can obviously throw an interception. So I'd look for probably runs straight up the middle almost. If they can get one bounced outside, even better, but
yeah,
I would look for one up the middle.
I believe that's Stubblefield in the gun.
And it will be a run straight up the middle.
And that's Ayers, who maybe made it back to the line of scrimmage.
I think that's pretty much what they're saying.
Hand off to Ayers for no gain. As their Pony offense is swapping players out with 7:20 left in the third quarter.
This half's gone by fast.
It has.
We're already halfway through it.
Yep. As Stubblefield in the gun. Ask for the ball. He's going to be met.
And
He may have made it. Not sure if he made it out the end zone. I think he did.
yeah, it looks like that's what they're calling it.
So that's a.
You know, on 3rd and long, so far in this game, Kellyville's looked to drop back to pass, but I don't think you can do that.
No, that's so much. When you're trying to pass from your own end zone, so much can go wrong there.
Yeah.
You may just run it here, get what you can, and then if you can't get the first down, punt.
They're going to come out with this doubles look again.
They might be looking to throw.
And they are, and it's a quick pass
to Cody Barnes.
And they're gonna give him forward progress, it looks like. So he gets to the original line of scrimmage.
So after that beautiful defensive stop by the Ponies, they can't get it going on offense, and they're forced to punt from their own end zone. So they're not out of the woods yet, and Mounds is going to end up with great field position regardless of how this punt goes.
You know, a lot of things could go wrong here as well.
Yes.
Mounds could look to bring more heat than they have.
I would.
Oh, obviously. And with just less room to work with for the punter, a lot of things can go wrong.
Yes.
As we get set here, snap comes. Punt is up, and it's a good punt.
It's a good punt.
And it takes a good pony bounce, and it's going to at least get to right past the 40. Well, right before the 40. Man.
The what?
I think I just had a malfunction.
You had a stroke is what you had.
Yeah, and it's going to be at about the 38, 39-yard line.
So good job by Connor Thomas to get them out of their own end zone.
Yeah.
Even with that nice punt, Mounds is still in pony territory already.
Yeah.
So
that it was probably about the most that you could have asked.
Yes. So Mounds is going to set up, like we said, in great field position at the 30, about the 38-yard. No.
And
it's going to be a pass.
And he's looking for that deep pass again, and he's cracked. And again, I pointed out on Mounds' first drive, they had that deep post route over the top, and this time the quarterback does look for it, just doesn't quite connect with him.
Connor Thomas was there to take it away.
Yeah. I think maybe the defense realized that they had left it open that first time too.
And there's an injured player for Mounds. He might be suffering from some cramps here.
Oh yeah. You know, both teams here don't have a lot of depth to work with.
No, so you got guys that probably don't leave the field.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you've seen that a lot.
Yes.
You'll get defensive stops, and the teams will just stay on there.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the, like you said, the 38-yard line, I believe.
Yep.
See if this defense can get another stop after they just had that fantastic goal line stand. Mounds is going to send out 2 receivers either side. Coddington in the gun, going to send a man in motion.
They're going to hand it off. And he bounces it outside.
And nobody there for the Ponies.
And it's a good run for Mounds.
Justin Miles was there to push him out of bounds eventually. It's going to give Mounds a first down with 5:23 left in the third quarter. I think all these players are just gassed at this point.
Yeah, like you said, you know, not a lot of depth to work with. I could probably count on just my 2 hands how many players we have on the sideline.
This is another handoff to number 20. He's going to skirt through.
And he's going to be brought down. That'll bring up 2nd down.
But not before we had a nice gain.
Yeah.
About 6.
About 6 on the play, brings them a second down and 4.
So Mounds is gonna, they're gonna send 2 receivers either side. Coddington in the gun.
Calls for the snap, takes it,
Rolls
rolls
to
out
his
right
right.
to pass, has him on the corner,
And that's
he
a
is in.
touchdown.
He is in for a touchdown. Just had that design, roll out corner pass, and it's executed to perfection. Good catch. And
I believe that was number 2, Justin Cooper.
it was number 2, Justin Cooper, not to be confused with Justin Houston, as Matthew so pointed. So,
Hey, were
kindly
they
pointed
on the
out.
30 or 40-yard line there, Javi?
That's a good question.
As Mounds lines up in their version of the gate, and they're going to come in. No, they're going to.
7 seconds.
Not sure what's
Play
going on.
clock ticking down. 1, yeah, and they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout on the field, first 2 to go.
They started out in that kind of modified gate, and then they
Yeah, they shifted and then they unshifted. I'm not sure.
just trying to get the play in. We have 4:40 left in the third quarter. Mounds is up 13-7 over your Kellyville Ponies. So Mounds is going to line up and kick the extra point.
And the kick is up by Ortega, and it is good.
So Mounds is up 14-7 over the Kellyville Ponies.
I'll be right back.
Quarter. Now he leads Kellyville 14-7.
Onside left.
All right, there we go. You muted the wrong person. It happens. So Kellyville is set to receive this kickoff. Like we said earlier, Ponies had a really good opening drive. And then the offense has kind of stalled a little bit, and Mounds has gotten hot. So this could be a turning point in the game. See how Kellyville responds. That's Ortega kicking off for the Golden Eagles, and Justin Miles and Caden Ayers back for the Ponies, and it's an onside kick. And Jackson Wallace with a diving catch. That was for sure going to be a Mounds ball, but Jackson Wallace with the sliding catch. Going to set the Ponies up. I want to say about the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 Ponies. As Nate Stubblefield back in. So they're going to send 2 receivers either side with Vulner and Thomas kind of stacked at the bottom a little bit. Stubblefield sends his man in motion. It's going to be a reverse. Connor Thomas picks up a good chunk of yards. That was Coddington on the stop for the Mounds defense, but not before Connor Thomas picked up a good chunk of yardage. Going to bring up about a second and about 3 or 4.
Hey, watch Dawson by himself. Watch Dawson by himself.
And the Ponies going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom with Stubblefield in the gun, and I believe that's Ayers beside him. Stubblefield going to ask for the ball, roll to his right. Oh, he had Ian Anderson walking backwards and just overthrows him. He had Ian Anderson all by himself and just slightly overthrew it. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 for the Ponies. Let's see if they can convert on this 3rd down. Seems like the Ponies are best when Stubblefield rolls out. That way he can either find his open man or he can just pull it down and run. We might have him on a false start, and I believe that's what we have. I know you're tired, guys, but you gotta keep your head in the game. You can't have penalties like that, especially when you get some momentum going. And that's going to back him up to 3rd and 8 now instead of, or is that 3rd and 9? 3rd and 9. So any play they were going to run now probably won't work. So they're going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. And Stubblefield's going to ask for the ball, roll to his right. He's probably just going to keep on the keeper, and he's going to be leveled. That's Jason Cooper on the stop for the Eagles, and this is probably going to bring up a punt from Mr. Connor Thomas. And they're close to midfield, so if Connor can get a good punt and our punt unit can cover, this will hopefully push Mounds back. With 3:20 left in the 3rd quarter, Mounds is up 14-7. It's a nice punt. Got to get down there, guys. And that's going to fall short, I believe, inside the 10-yard line, or at the 10-yard line. So it's going to back the Mounds offense up. And Mounds going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. And it's just going to be, it's a quarterback keeper. Oh! Nate Stubblefield comes to clean up. Not before he gains about 7 yards. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 3.
With 2:40 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Oh my gosh, Hobby's back.
I know, right? Where did I go?
I don't know.
Where did you come from? Where did you
No,
go?
stop. Stop.
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
That's not how the song goes, but.
I don't know. I don't listen to Cotton Eye Joe, like, recreationally.
Gonna look to throw.
Overthrew him. Because I have a social life, Jacob.
Just slightly overthrown, and he was kind of thrown into double coverage there, but it looks like he had it. With 2:21 left in the 3rd quarter.
Oh.
It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3 for Mounds. Because they're going to.
Calls for the snap, takes it, handoff.
Big hole.
Breaks through a few tackles, and he's ultimately brought down by number 8, Cody Barnes.
Cody Barnes. That was a nice hole that the Mounds offensive line opened up for him.
Yeah. One of those ones that you could drive a bus through.
Pretty much. I mean, there was nothing, nothing there for the Ponies. So that's going to give the Mounds Eagles a fresh set of downs. This Mounds offense has the Pony defense on their heels. So they're going to set up. They're going to send 3 receivers out to the top. They're just going to quarterback on the keeper.
And has a good hole, but not enough for a first down. But it is a nice 9-yard gain there for the Mounds Golden Eagles.
Looks like the outside backer kind of bit on that inside run, and that just left the edge wide open for Coddington to run.
Just as we were able to stop those quarterback runs in the first quarter, in the first half, by setting the edge, by not biting on those. We didn't do it there, and it led to a nice gain.
As Mounds going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. Connaughton going to take the snap, hand it off. Big hole.
Another nice gain there off those zone-style runs.
That's number 20, Blaine Hackler.
Yeah, it's been doing a majority of the carries here.
Pretty much, he's pretty much just been the lone back as we have a down player. Oh, he's already back on his feet. That's number 20, Hackler, who just ran the ball. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
He's running off the field, so. As we tick under a minute and a half in this third quarter, Mounds is up 14-7, driving. Mounds going to set up doubles, send a man in motion.
And they're going to
quarterback on the keeper.
And he is met, but he breaks the tackle, and he's brought down for a 6 or 7 yard gain, I'll call it. And they're going to credit Justin Miles with the tackle.
Jackson Wallace was there initially to kind of spill him back to the inside.
Yeah. Once again, set those edges and, prevent bigger plays from breaking out.
Setting the edge comes with a lot of responsibility because you can't get fooled by the eye candy. You can't get fooled by all those fakes.
Yeah.
You have to stay home and do your job.
All right, Bill Belichick.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. It's having a guy there to set the edge and trusting that one of your teammates is going to be there to back you up and make that tackle.
As Mounds going to send 3 receivers out to the bottom. Connaughton take the snap, hand off.
Straight up the middle.
And
that's
I believe
another big run.
I think that's Hackler again. He's just a diesel truck running through there.
Yeah, the Kellyville line just looks tired. And they've looked that way since late in the second.
Yes, as we tick under 20 seconds in this third quarter, and I think they're just going to...
They're going to run out the clock here and just go to the fourth.
So Mounds is up 14-7. And they are driving, but now they just go to the fourth quarter where they'll flip field position.
Yeah, 14-7. Mounds leading Kellyville here in Kellyville. With them currently driving and really leaning on their inside run game. And it's been really effective with that number 20 back who's been doing the majority of the carrying here. And I would just expect more of the same. Our guys they're tired. A lot of them have been playing both ways all game. And, honestly, you can say the same about Mounds. They're, they don't have a lot of guys coming off the field either. So I'd be interested to see how this fourth quarter plays out because it's going to rely heavily on conditioning and just who can get off the field.
This is a quarter where you see who's been conditioning.
Yeah. Matthew with a mouthful of Skittles clearly has not been. But me, out of breath from walking up the stairs again, clearly also not been.
As Mounds ready to go, take the snap, looks to throw.
Deep pass. Not.
Oh.
It's incomplete.
I thought he caught that.
And that's the third time they've looked to that number 2 on a post route there.
Mm-hmm.
They've had one where he was open, one where the pass is broken out by a defender, and the other where he just doesn't quite bring in the catch.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Golden Eagles. We might come to that play again because it was there.
Yeah, you might.
Or is they're just going to go to their inside run again, their bread and butter.
And that'll bring up 3rd down, but still with a nice gain of 6 or maybe 5. It looks like they're going to call it 5. Yeah.
Ponies have got some bigger boys on that defensive line. You see Cade Enlow in there. You see Jackson Steely.
Yeah. But, they They're tired.
They are.
They've been working all game.
Mounds sends a man in motion.
Another inside handoff. It's a good one.
Looks like the ball came out, but they're going to call him down.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to call it fourth. And maybe half a yard.
Well, I think we know what's going to happen here. 20's going to get the ball, and he's going to try to ram his way for a first down.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this is a huge point in the game for Kellyville. If they make a stop here, then
And they can get some momentum going
Yeah.
with 10:45 left in the ball game.
But you know, that's the thing. If they get the stop here, they go trips out to the top of your screen, and the quarterback calls for the ball, hands it off inside, number 20, and he's stopped.
And he's stopped.
He's brought down. Turnover on downs. Huge play for Kellyville.
Vulner, the veteran on this team.
Yeah, huge play.
Maybe that's the shot in the arm that the Ponies need to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, definitely. Their defense has held up their side of the bargain here. Now time for the offense to step up and answer, and it'll be Wetzel in a quarterback, it looks like. Yeah.
Stubblefield's still on the field, but he's moved out to receiver.
And Kellyville looks to rush a player off the field. Play clock nearing 5 seconds. Empty. Snap comes in. Wetzel rolls out right. Looks to pass. Pumps. Fires. Incomplete.
Dangerous throw, thrown into traffic. He had pressure immediately from the snap. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Ponies. With 10:25 left in the ball game, Mounds is up 14-7 over the Ponies. But the Ponies did just get that defensive stop, so let's see if they can get something going here on offense.
Yeah, you really, really have to capitalize if you're the Kellyville offense.
They're going to send 3 receivers out to the top. Justin Miles is at the bottom, one-on-one.
Wetzel's going to turn towards Miles. Fire deep.
Oh! Overthrew him. He had him.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh.
He had his corner beat.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Ponies. They may want to put that one maybe in their back pocket. Wetzel has a really big arm.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like sometimes he just overdoes it, which, you know, that happens.
Yeah.
Just got to get a little more fine-tuned with that.
As bring up this 3rd and 10. They're going to send out 2 receivers either side. Wetzel's in the gun with
Huge 3rd down here.
Ian Anderson right beside him.
Takes the snap, looks to pass, steps up, fires.
He's got, oh!
Man,
He had Connor Thomas open, but number 1.
overthrew the last one, just underthrew this one a bit.
If he had let him on just a little bit, that would have been a first down. Instead, I believe we're going to bring out the punt unit.
Yeah, you're just going to lean your hat on that defense one last time, hopefully. Maybe not one last. There's 10 minutes left here in the 4th.
Yeah. And the defense is held up.
Yeah, definitely. Is that number 2 back to return there?
I believe, no, that's not number 2. Low snap.
Connor Thomas gets a punt off, and it's low, but it's...
Peter, get Abby away. Abby, get away.
Wow. What's going on? Flag down on the play.
Looked like a little extracurricular activity.
Yeah, with number 7, Hayden Jones, and I think that's number 22 there for Mounds. Yeah, you never want to have that in a game ever, at any level.
No.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So that's going to back them up even more.
Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Golden Eagles.
You know, I'm pretty sure almost any coach has about a zero tolerance policy for that kind of thing.
Yeah. Most
So-
coaches don't like any penalties. I mean, there's some you can't control. That one you definitely could control.
Yeah.
But sometimes you make mistakes in the heat of passion.
I wouldn't
'Cause-
envy number 22 if things go awry for them.
As Mounds sets up 3 receivers at the bottom.
And man in motion.
And it's just
And-
going to be a quarterback keeper.
Cuts
He's
up,
gonna-
and he's wrapped up for a gain of maybe 3 or 4.
I believe that was Stubblefield and I want to say Vulner, and on the stop, 2 guys that we've called their names pretty frequently tonight on offense and defense. Gain of about 4. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. They're going to flip that, send 3 receivers out to the top. Poddington just going to ask for the snap.
Hands it off. And it's another good run.
Attacker with the carry.
And I think that's number 20 again, is it?
Jackson Steele.
I believe so. He's
Yeah.
as we tick to 9:20 left in this ball game. Mounds is up 14-7. As Mounds sets up 2nd and about 4, sends 3 receivers out to the top. Yeah, they're just clearing out the box, I think. As they're just going to hand it off to number 20 again. He's going to stutter step.
And he gets another big gain.
I believe that's,
Hackler on the carry.
oh, we got an injured pony. As they ponies are subbing in different players, as Mounds sets up 2 receivers either side, 1st and 10, send their man in motion. Quarterback on the keeper.
And he makes a few men miss. And he gets about a 5-yard, 6-yard gain.
As we tick under 8:30 in this ball game.
And they're going to call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Mounds Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they're just going with those spreads, just empty the box, and then
Yeah.
they're just running it straight at them.
Yeah, once again, they probably recognize the line, and the handoff comes in again, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and I'll call it 2 or 3.
See if the defense can come up with another stop here, maybe give their offense the ball back, time to go down and tie it. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, so this is a very fast game.
Yeah, it's been moving, probably because it's just been running on both teams.
Pretty much for the most part. As Mounds sets up with a 3rd and 3, 2 receivers either side, they're just going to hand it off.
And he is going to be wrapped up.
He got close. I don't know if he made it.
It looks like it'll be 4th and short.
Fourth and about a yard.
Now, can the Kellyville defense come up one more time?
Well, Mounds has struggled on these short down plays. They got down to 4th and goal and couldn't convert. They got down to a 4th down over here and they couldn't convert. So Let's see if the Pony defense can dial something up one last time as we tick down to 6:50 left in this ball game. Mounds is up 14-7. And I think play clock's winding down.
And, yeah, timeout's going to come in by Mounds.
There's a timeout on the field. Colors to the Golden Eagles.
Maybe that spread, Jim, 18
Uh,
until Blaine is just freaking don't slow down. Just literally sprint at the guy because he goes one.
I'm thinking Mounds is just going to clear the box out and run straight up the middle like they have. But that historically hasn't worked for him this game.
Yeah, no. At least whenever it's been these short yardage situations, the Kellyville defense has been getting stops. As the Mounds Golden Eagles will come out here for 4th and short.
They got 3 receivers out to the top. They got one-on-one down on the bottom. Justin Miles is on coverage. Connington asks for the ball.
And it's
He's
going to be a
sprint to his
design
right.
quarterback run.
And he's going to pick it
come
up and a lot
upfield.
more.
And he falls forward for a nice gain for Mounds.
First down Mounds as we tick under 6.5 in this ball game. Mounds looking to score, and I'm pretty sure if they score here, this game isn't over, but it's
a lot harder.
Yes, because the Pony offense, after that first drive and a couple others, they just haven't gotten it going. As Mounds is going to send 3 receivers out to the bottom.
And the snap is called for. Here it comes. Drops back to pass. Rolling out left. Fires. Complete. What a good hit there.
That was Ian Anderson.
Yeah, but it's still complete, and it'll probably be good for a Mounds first down.
As the Ponies making subs on defense as we tick close to 6 minutes left in this game. Mounds is up 14-7, but they are driving.
Said Kellyville really need to just come up with one last turnover here, and they can give their offense a chance. Handoff inside, number 20 falls forward, but I think that'll bring up either 2nd and short or 1st and goal, and it looks like they're leaning towards 2nd and short.
It was a good hard run right there by number 20.
Yeah,
keeping those legs moving. Second and short here for the Mounds Golden Eagles. They're going to send 3 receivers out to the bottom.
This is the look they've been going with, and they hand it off. Number 20 bounces.
He's just going to bounce it. He's going to walk into the end zone.
And he's in. Mounds scores to go up 20-7 late in the 4th.
Mounds lines up in their modified gate.
And it looks like they are going to line up for the kick with Ortega.
High snap.
Kick is up.
And
good.
It is good. Mounds Golden Eagles go up 21-7 over your Kellyville Ponies with 5:19 left in the ball game. It's not over yet, but Kellyville's got to make some changes if they're wanting to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, you gotta move fast. I'd be interested to see their approach, though, if they stick with the run or if they go to try to test the pass a few more times.
The pass, I mean, I know obviously our one score is a touchdown pass,
Yeah.
but other than that,
I feel like the pass has been there. Receivers have been getting open, but it's just been the throws have just been slightly offline.
yes.
So I wouldn't move away from it, honestly. I
No,
would-
just got to maybe come up with a different scheme.
Yeah, maybe go with
Something shorter, because
yeah.
anytime there's those deep passes, they're just not quite there.
Eric Ortega doing the kicking for the Golden Eagles.
As Ortega set to kick off for Mounds. Caden Ayers and Justin Miles back for the Ponies. And it's
And is it going to go to bounds again? No, but it's returnable, and here is
Stubblefield
Stubblefield who cuts, and it's a good return.
out to about the 40, maybe a little farther.
It's a not bad starting position here for the Kellyville Ponies with little time left here in the fourth quarter, 5:14 to be exact.
Cleveland's got to dial something up, as it looks like Wetzel's coming back in at QB, so they're going to probably stick with the passing game.
Yeah. And I look for Justin Miles. If they can get him one-on-one, I'd imagine they test that matchup.
They got nobody on. Oh, and never mind. Okay, they got somebody on.
Yeah,
Okay.
safety comes up.
Yes,
to their,
safety came over. Wetzel in the gun. Look to throw.
and it's
Ooh, nice hit.
short pass incomplete.
That was I believe that was number 20. That was Hackler. He was looking for Stubblefield. So they tried to go a little bit shorter in the passing game, and
Yeah.
as we tick down to 5:10 left in the ball game, Ponies have a 2nd and 10 coming up. Wetzel's going to stay in the gun. 2 receivers either side with Barnes to his left. He's going to ask for the ball.
Wetzel evades a sack, tries to step up, but is ultimately brought down. And that'll bring up 3rd and long here.
This is what we talked about before. That line's got to protect,
Yeah.
because if they can give Wetzel enough time, he can get it to his receivers.
And I think that's what made Stubblefield a little more effective whenever it came to even the passing game, because he's just able to take the ball and just go.
They also had him on a lot of rollouts,
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's able to just take the ball, roll out.
Yes.
That way you don't have to worry so much about protection.
as it's going to bring up a 3rd and 13, and Wetzel immediately
Throws
He's
the
just-
ball away.
he's just got to throw it away. And
And
I
there's
think
a
they're going to
flag
get him
down.
on intentional grounding, as he was in the pocket and there was no receiver in the area. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So that's going to back him up even further. But that's what we talked about before, is the line has to protect and give Wetzel time to throw. Like we said with Stubblefield, he was able to roll out, take the ball and roll out, which at that point the line really doesn't need to protect, because he was able to just take it and go.
And Connor Thomas is going to look to punt here with 4:30 left in the game as whistles come in.
Play clock was winding down.
And Kellyville is going to call a timeout.
I think they may have had too many players out there too, which that's just situational football. You got to know what's going on. You got to know when you're on the field and when you're not. As we tick down to 4:30 left in the ball game, Mounds is up 21-7 with a Connor Thomas punt incoming. As we get ready for this punt.
And if Jacob Jones here is correct, next week we will travel to Meeker.
Whew. That's
Tough match.
it's quite a drive too.
It is.
As
As we get
not sure what's going on here. Okay, now we're ready for this punt.
And after lots of deliberation, we finally get the punt, and the snap is up, and it's high.
High snap. Good thing Connor Thomas is about 8'2". And it's going to roll past the 50.
And it's not a bad Kellyville roll.
So Mounds will set up at about their own 45-yard line with 4:21 left in the ball game, and they're probably just going to spread out and run the ball.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've been doing all game, and that's what's worked for them. As they're going to send 3 receivers up top. I believe that's Cooper, the lone receiver. He's matched up with Miles, Coddington in the gun. Yeah, they're just going to hand the ball off.
And he falls forward for a solid gain.
I think Jackson Wallace tripped him up there. Not before a gain of about 3 or 4.
That spot was terrible.
Give him 3 on the carry, brings him a second down and 7.
As we tick below 4 minutes left in this ball game, as Mounds goes into chewing the clock mode.
Yeah, looking to use every second they got here with under 4 minutes to play here in the game. And takes the snap. Quarterback
roll
rolls
to
out left, and he's going to look to pass, and he is brought
Vuln
down.
Oh, no, he stays up.
Man, and he breaks out.
Oh!
Man.
Vulner had him dead to rights, and I believe that's Coddington able to escape the tackle and pick up a first down. That was a nice run. Usually Vulner's usually a sure tackler, so
Yeah, you got to make that tackle. Have to.
So that's going to give Mounds a first down with under 3:30 left to go in the ball game.
Hey, tell Will he's got to go hit 24. Ryder needs to seal, Will needs to hit 24.
As we get set here for another Mounds play with under 3:30 left to go in the ball game. Quarterback calls for the snap.
Hand it off.
And he's going to be met,
Hackler on the
but will
carry,
still be a
running
solid
by
gain.
Cody Barnes.
Gain of about 4, or maybe 5 by Hackler. As we have a
Injured player down
injured
on
pony on the field.
Basically, they're trying to stop us from hurrying up.
So that's going to kill the clock. With 3:12 left in the ball game, Mounds is driving.
Oh, man, that was loud.
It was.
Sorry. I was just throwing my water bottle away. Stay hydrated, everybody.
Yeah.
As we see the officials and coaches tend to the injured Kellyville player. And we truly hope he is okay. And looks like they're going to help him up.
He's probably, I believe that's Vulner. He's
Yeah.
probably just exhausted. He plays offense, defense, special teams. I don't think he ever comes off the field.
No, he just keeps running.
Looks like the injured player, number 22, Landon Vulnera.
And that is what it looks like, Landon Vulner. And is he going to come off the field? Yeah, it looks like they're going to have him come off the field.
So they're going to have to make a sub.
Yeah, Landon Vulner, incredibly hard worker. And, obviously one of the leaders of this team. And we hope he's okay as we get set here for another Mounds play. Quarterback calls for the ball. Handoff inside. Number 20, big hole, big gain. First down.
With a little over 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Yeah, they're just going to stay in that trips, and they're just going to run to the opposite side.
And handoff.
Number 20.
It's another good run.
That's Hackler for another Mounds first down, and these ponies are dog tired. There's not very many of them, and so they've all been on the field for a very long time with little substitutions as we tick under 2.5 left in this ball game. They're going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. High snap.
Handoff, and he's met, but he bounces off.
So he's going to be gang tackled by the ponies for
Short gain.
a very short gain, maybe about a yard. And there's another injured pony on the field.
You know, our thoughts are with him. We hope he's okay.
He's still face down.
Yeah. And it looks like they got his helmet off. And it looks like he's getting up now. They're going to have to pick him up.
That's not a good sign.
It's not. And Mounds coach is coming over to help.
Looks like that's Cody Barnes that was hurt. Hope he's okay.
No, hey, you can't. You stay here. We gotta stay.
As we get back underway for minute 50 left in the ball game. Mounds has the ball, and it's a
Direct snap.
I've seen that play before.
I've seen that play before too. I believe that used to be called Dylan special.
Yeah, 20 trap.
Yeah,
Like that.
good old 20 trap.
Yep. Direct snap to the running back. We've seen him run that so many times.
Yeah. I've always liked that in any football level. You see a coach move teams, but you can still see hints of their offense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, when he got something, it works.
yeah.
And it's going to be handoff, number 20.
He's going to be wrapped up from that outside backer. Not
As-
sure who that was.
As we tick just over a minute left to play.
Mounds is up 21-7. Looking to run the clock, but if they score here, I'm sure they wouldn't be mad.
And Mounds definitely looking to just bleed away this clock with under a minute to play.
Bring up a second, and I believe that's second and goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
20
fumble
trap.
snap. And it looks like Mounds is going to fall on it.
Yeah, they were looking for that 20 trap again. And that's going to tick the clock down to under 30 seconds. As it looks like Mounds has this one in the bag, 21-7.
And I'm not sure what's going on here. Are they going for a drop kick? If they go for a drop kick, I'd.
No,
Yeah,
they're just going to
okay.
run the clock out.
All right. I saw like that.
Thought they were going for it. Looked like a drop
I
kick
know.
there. I was like, what the heck?
All right, and we are going to sign off. And Kellyville, I think, travels to Meeker
Yes.
next Friday. So
And unfortunately, me and Javi won't be there, but you got Robbie and Jacob calling the action.
maybe.
For Hector Garcia, I'm Matthew Vaughn, and thank you guys for watching.
Goodbye.